fucking amazing, man. We got a great show for you guys. Your first guest, all right? He hasn't performed at Yuk Yuk's in 24 years, he said, but he's still one of the funniest dudes. Make some noise for Fred Kerr, everyone!
Thanks, Marito. You know, folks, like a lot of Calgarians, I lost my job. Yeah, I appreciate the sympathy. But I won't be unemployed for long, because I've got a Bachelor of Arts degree in French literature from the University of Calgary. Now, you laugh, but the reason I'm so confident in my prospects is because the BA in literature is exactly Justin Trudeau's qualification to be Prime Minister of Canada. Isn't that a coincidence? You know, it seems in a time of terrorism and difficult economic problems that might actually involve math, our country being led by Justin feels a little bit like we all just showed up at a gunfight, armed only with a selfie stick. So it's been great for Justin. For me, the BA in literature has been more of a ticket to sleeping on park benches and eating a lot of squirrel. Squirrel's an acquired taste, folks, I'll admit that. But you gotta try my flambé d'écureuil écrasé. That's squished squirrel on fire. Just before I leave the food portion of the set, I want to give a little shout out to those of you who might not be actually allergic to gluten, but maybe just avoiding it, because that's so trendy. You know, gluten-free food is devoid of nutrition, costs extra, and best of all, tastes like shit. So here's a thought, maybe just eat some damn gluten and try to be less of a douche. Douchiness matters, folks. It's gonna matter when Trump starts World War III and the cannibalism breaks out. The first people eaten in that scenario are the most annoying people, the gluten avoiders and the vegans, neither of whom are strong enough to fight back. You know, by a year from now, we're going to have legalized marijuana. Are we excited about that? Yeah, you know, the police will be able to pull us over and check our saliva for cannabis. But to do that, they need a thing called reasonable suspicion. So I think we can look forward to a lot of check stops where the cop just reaches in your car window with a huge bag of Doritos. Cracks it open and checks you for drool. You know, Queen Elizabeth's 96-year-old husband, Prince Philip, who was actually born in Greece, is retiring after more than 70 years on the job, making him by far the hardest working government employee in history. Yeah. The fact that Philip is both Greek and a hard-working government employee is unprecedented. I actually met Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, or as they insist I call them, Phil and Liz. When I was a kid, I was a member of a Cub honor guard that was sent to greet them. Cubs are boys between the ages of 8 and 11 who can't do sports. You'll be shocked to learn, folks, I was not much of an athlete. Every phys ed class for me was as awkward as Justin Trudeau at a Mensa meeting. But I was talking about Prince Philip. Prince Philip walked over to our group and he said to me, I suppose you Canadian Cubs do a great deal of winter camping, do you? How ghastly. So I just said, quite. You know, south of the border, President Trump is getting a bit of a rough ride. I think it seems a little unfair. Some of the same people who were so excited to welcome America's first black president 8 years ago are totally hostile to America's first orange president. Clearly, as we've seen, racism is alive and well in America, and equally clearly, orange is not the new black. Thank you for that. You know, the media is always talking about how deeply divided America is, and of course it's divided. It's a fucking democracy. If you want total unity, you got to go to the one country where the leader's haircut is worse than Donald Trump's. I'm talking about North Korea, folks. The Korean dictator, Mr. Kim So-fat, he's got a bit of a branding problem. Because of all the things he could have called his favorite weapon, that missile that always drops harmlessly into the ocean, he decides to call it the no-dong. Folks, I don't know that much about branding. But I'm thinking that if you're trying to strike terror into the heart of an English-speaking community and you're naming a new weapon, maybe get a focus group together first. Bring in a frickin' marketing guy. Because in the English language, no dong is just not intimidating. I'll leave you with one more dong-related item. This is a true story, you can look it up. There was a group of fertility doctors in the States who were running short of sperm donors, and they started using their own semen to fertilize patients' eggs. I guess these clowns figured that the victims would just be grateful to have a doctor in the family. Anyway, as you'd expect, they got caught, and they're being sued for 3 things: for negligence, for breach of trust, and my personal favorite, they're also being sued for cavalier use of sperm. Gentlemen, who among us has not occasionally been somewhat cavalier with our sperm? My name's Fred Kerr. Thanks for listening.
Guys, keep that going for Fred Kerr.